welcome back to GGTV, and more specifically, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very sunny Scotland, and more specifically than that, Glen Eagles Hotel, Resort, whatever you call it. Unbelievable place, and the first time I've been here. But even more importantly than those rather incredible details there, I'm here for the drive of the BMW X7. We have a number of variants behind me here, and we're going to be taking it off-roading. We're going to be doing all sorts of bits and bobs with the X7. And this, I've just sat through the tech briefing actually, and this is actually quite an incredible car. This is not just a long wheelbase X5. There is a huge amount more to it than that, and I'm excited to go through some of the details, see what this car can do, and just enjoy Scotland really, because I think this is probably one of the first times I've ever been here and it hasn't peed down with rain. So very nice surroundings, very nice car indeed, and it's going to be a good one. So come along and let's have some fun. So then, we are in the X7. I've got Steve here, thankfully, guiding me through the course. Steve has been at Glen Eagles for about 18 years, so I've been reliably informed we're not going to get lost. We may get stuck, but we're not going to get lost. First impressions, then, we've just taken it through a few obstacles, which you've just seen. It's coped with it amazingly well. There's been no scraping noises, we haven't got stuck yet, we haven't ended up on our roof, we've still got all of our limbs, so it's going well. I spoke too soon. But for what is a very big, comfortable car, it is doing incredibly well. Nothing's really phased the car so far. We're going right here, yeah? How you doing back there, Mahmood?
Yeah, all good, mate. It's really comfy, even though we're off-roading.
We're going right up here.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't look particularly feasible. So we put it in rocks mode, which does many things to the car, and it prepares it basically for driving around these.
No problem at all.
I've completely lost sight of the road. I don't know where it is. Where are we going? We're going to the left here. Fantastic. I do apologise for the shaky film, because obviously we're driving up the side of a hill. But so far, very, very, very impressed by this car. There's lots of shunt. We're in the 30D, I believe, the 3-litre diesel. Yeah. Which is kind of, I think, the lowest brake horsepower model they make. But that is by no means that it's short on power. It doesn't feel gutless whatsoever. It's got lots and lots of torque, and we're getting around this terrain very nice, and we've seen some sheep as well, so all in all, a very good day. Sweet. So to think we are in a 6 or 7-seater car, more on that when we actually do the road bit. 6 or 7-seater car, we're driving through a river. This is chaos. How's everyone? Okay.
Good, sliding around.
Perfect. So as I was saying, to think that in a 6 or 7-seater car, doing things like that is just bonkers. The amount of tech that's going on that's sorting everything out for me, because I'm useless. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know I've got an expert sat here, but I have zero skill set when it comes to off-roading. So yeah, absolutely amazed so far. So then, that is the end of this off-road section. The car is now back in one piece, and I must say, I'm incredibly impressed by it. It didn't ground out, it didn't slide, it just took everything in its stride. That rhymed. And also is on road tyres, which makes it all the more impressive. Anyway, I'd like to point out also at this point that my car is the muddiest out of everyone's here. Everyone's been for a Sunday drive, but you know, me being me and being a wonderful driver, I took it all very seriously, and I got the most filth on the front of my car. Hopefully there's a prize being awarded for that, but I'm not sure at this stage. Anyway, now it's time for some clay pigeon shooting, which I am renowned for being absolutely useless at every time I've done it. And then I'm going to take the car on the road and hopefully I'll test out the kind of performance variant, the M50D. So I'm going to try and find one of those because that has got some frankly astonishing figures. So catch up with me in a second. I'll probably be shooting a gun around the place, which is all very worrying for everyone. And then we're going to head out on the roads. We're on the drive back to the hotel and then the shooting lodge. I just want to say actually, Mahmood is now driving and the legroom in here is mental, absolutely mental. And also one of the cool things about this car is there's 3 rows of seats. So this is the 7-seat configuration, which means there is a bench where I am now. And there are also seats in the back there. I'm told that you can fit a normal sized adult very, very comfortably in the back there. But what's interesting to note is that this car also comes with, still quite bumpy, I do apologise. This car comes with a 6-seat configuration, which means that you get 2 kind of cabin style seats on this second row. So there is a configuration whereby there will just be 1 seat over here and sort of armrest and a gap between the 2, and then another seat. So missing this central, thank you very much, missing this kind of central bench thing, which is really, really cool. The other thing to know as well about this car, you can adjust these seats separately here in the back, even though there's a bench. So my seat can slide forward and back and recline and all the rest of it, just like you could do with a normal front seat. All very cool, and it is absolutely massive in here. I don't know if you can get, I've got lanky arms and I can barely reach the roof. It's all glass and just kind of space. It's great. More nerdy details then. If you option the upgrade hi-fi system, you get 20 speakers around the car, and there are some that are actually hidden in the roof lining and some that you can see. Very, very cool. Anyway, we are bloody hell. Chaos. You having fun out there, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, just cruising. Chaos.
Casual drive.
Mud on the window, I do apologise about that. I got a little bit overzealous earlier.
Oh, you thought, stall.
Look at that.
Nice.
Right then, shooting at inanimate objects aside, I've now managed to snaffle an M50D. This is the full fat BMW X7, the most powerful model in the range, and I managed to take it out into this breathtaking scenery. You'll also note that there are some sheep over there that are now edging away from me because I've begun shouting. But yeah, the scenery here is unbelievable, and it's cool to get this thing out on the road. It is their full fat version, so let's have a little look around. And I'm going to explain exactly what's different about this one over and above the 3-litre diesel that I tested earlier, and there was also a 4-litre petrol that was knocking around as well. But this, as I say, is the big boy. So we're going to have a little look around. I'm going to talk you through exactly why it's different and what's so special about this one. First things first, and the key on this is super, super cool. It was first seen, I believe, on the 7 Series, and it's made its way onto the X7. Unsurprisingly, there's a digital screen on there, and it gives you lots of information on there, shows you whether the car is open, closed, and all the rest of it. Anyway then, I was saying earlier that this car is a lot more than a long wheelbase X5. It is slightly bigger. I'm not going to get into the exact dimensions, you can Google those. It's obviously slightly bigger, but the main difference being there are now seats in the back. Let's come in here. There are now seats in the back here, as you can see. So as I was saying earlier, you can get 2 seats here or you can have a bench. That is not what's important about the M50D. I just got sidetracked there. So how do you know then whether or not you're looking at a full fat version or the standard version? Well, you will see the styling cues on the side here. On the entry level version, it is chrome. And on this car, it is this Selenia grey or something grey. What's it called, mate? Cool. Cheers, pal. So this is grey, basically, on the full fat version. It's nice and useful. And on the M50D, you can actually option, you can have 22-inch wheels. I believe 22-inch wheels actually come standard on the M50D, and 21-inch wheels are shod on the entry-level version. So 21 is still not shabby whatsoever. Coming around then, they all get this very, very cool kidney grille. But what's recent about the design changes at BMW is this is now in one piece, and they used to be completely separate, which I think looks really cool. They are a little bit Marmite. Some people say, you know, they're a bit too big, but I think it's great, and it's BMW's design language. I think it's good. The headlights are super aggressive on these now. They've got a little bit narrower, and you can tell that this has got the optional upgrade laser headlights because it's got this blue tint in here. Again, you can option these on all of the models, not just the M50D. We'll get onto the engine in a second when we get driving, but I just want to go around the exterior stuff first. But yeah, super cool headlights. And as I say, you've got laser headlights in there, which I believe extend the range to 600 meters visibility as opposed to 300 meters on the standard, I can't remember what the standard one's called. Never mind. Coming around the back of the car then, ladies and gentlemen, treading sheep poo as I go. You get the badging on there that lets everyone know that you've bought the punchy version. You've obviously got X7 on the side there. And again, around here, the kind of grey detailing continues, and that would be chrome on the entry level one. And around the exhaust pipes here, that is also kind of this satin grey colour. Really nice, and obviously that's all grey as well. So very subtle changes, but very cool. The other thing as well, the window lines are de-chromed as well, so it's a little bit more aggressive. It's a big old boy. I know Archie says it a lot in his videos, just look at it sat there, look at the presence, but that has actually got tons of it. If you saw that in your rear view mirror barreling towards you, you would know about it. Right then, where the magic happens, somehow magically the bonnet is now open. So we have the M50D's engine. This is a 400 brake horsepower quad turbo diesel engine. It pumps out 400 brake horsepower, but more importantly than that, it pushes out 750 newton meters of torque, which is probably enough to kind of pull a jet around, I would imagine. Loads and loads of torque. Absolutely shunts along this thing mid-gear. 0 to 60 is 5.4 seconds, and considering this thing is 2.5 tons. Mahmood, are you okay, mate? Okay, I worry about you. Okay, let me know if you get cold. 0 to 60 is 5.4 seconds, so as I was saying, something that's 2.5 tons, that is fast, and I can confirm that it does actually feel quick as well, because sometimes these big cars, they don't feel particularly fast, but it does feel quick. Handling wise, it's got loads of different modes, but sport mode, it tightens everything up, and you can also actually, coming in here, got all your little modes down here. But you've got sport obviously up there, which is very obvious what that does, but adaptive here will actually pick up the road in front of you using very clever like kind of radar technology and decide what the best driving mode is and adapt to the road in front of you, which is very clever. Whilst I'm in here then, I've been distracted. This is a very cool detail. On a lot of the X models now, I believe, certainly this one anyway, this is handcrafted solid crystal in the gear stick there, which, I mean, a little bit unnecessary, but very cool. And the other thing that is solid crystal, I believe, is this as well on there. So the bits that you touch feel very premium. That is cool. Other differences then with the M50D will be the steering wheel here. This is a M Sport steering wheel. You've got the headlining as well in Alcantara up there. And as I mentioned earlier in the lesser model, by no means lesser though, it's still a lovely car. We've got the upgraded Bowers & Wilkins hi-fi system. So that is a 20 speaker system, and they're all around the car, including here, and in the door, you've got this lovely finish. This has also got the upgraded merino leather pack in it as well, so all the finishing here is just unbelievable. It's got the night blue, and I don't know what the other colour is called, but this is a £5 option anyway to upgrade it to this colourway. And I believe this leather as well, but everything in here is very nicely done. The other important thing to note is it's got this awesome panoramic roof, and it's got some cool like ambient like crystal vibes in it. I don't understand, not crystals, I don't know what it is. It's got some sort of like headlit display thing in the glass, which is exceptionally clever and far cleverer than me because I don't actually understand how it works. Anyway then, dash here, all one big screen. Previous BMWs, I know the 4 Series I've seen recently doesn't have a full digital dash. This now does. That big screen there, I mean, it's great. Everything works well. The resolution is unbelievable. You've got that thing that you can do higher and lower. You see, it's picked it up, me doing that. Very smart. And unlike on Teslas, there's a multitude of different ways to input your instructions into this, as opposed to just having one button to prod. You can do it like that. You can say, hey BMW, make me a cup of tea, or maybe not even that, but you get the idea. And there's loads of different buttons, and there's ways of doing things, different ways of doing things, not just one way in, which is really cool, very useful, especially if you're kind of driving around town and you're busy. Anyway, I think that is now enough waffling. If I have missed something, then I will cover it, but I think it's about time to go for a drive. We'll have a little listen, and we'll put it through its paces around these quite tight, twisty roads and try not to hit any sheep. Also, I'm going to try and find Mahmood and see if he's okay. As I say, I do worry about him. He's been awfully quiet. You okay? Here we go for a drive now, mate. Right. You didn't have to go over there. You could have got involved if you wanted to. I think it's recording. quite quiet, quite civilised. Let's see what happens if we put it into sport and then sport gear stick. Did you hear that? Oh, welcome to the channel, by the way.
Hi guys.
This is Mahmood. You might recognise Mahmood.
Just tagging along.
Will they recognise you? Are you famous?
No.
I think you might be. I think they will.
Yeah, no,
Let me know in the comments if you recognise Mahmood anyway. Mahmood might not actually survive this trip. Because
holding to my seatbelt.
Yeah, get that on, mate. Is it on? Because I'll have a go at you for that if it's not.
Yep.
Rightly so. Having chosen a very empty stretch of road, there's now. Right then, how are you finding the M50D X7?
It's good, man. Yeah, really
Enjoying it?
spacious. Yeah.
I found out what that's called, by the way. That is called the Sky Lounge Panoramic Roof. I still don't know what all those little dots do, but I've been told it looks very atmospheric.
I'm sure this says like 15,000 dots there to make it like a starlight or something.
There you go.
From the presentation.
You've been listening.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's much like the thing that Rolls Royces have, but you can actually see out of it as well, which I guess is one up on that. Anyway then, should we talk boring stuff first? Let's talk about the cost of this car. Base price, have a guess. This particular model, the M50D.
50,000?
It's 90,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this particular model has £16,000 worth of extras on it, including the lovely, everything's going everywhere. So we're now in sport actually, the handling's tightened up, and it is actually, doesn't feel like a 7-seater car. I mean, you're terrified, but it doesn't feel like a 7-seater car at all. It feels very, very nimble and agile. Actually, what they were saying about it when we were kind of learning about the car earlier, it's got this twin axle air suspension thingy going on. Basically, it's all very clever, and it means that the car remains completely flat. A lot more so than normal cars. I don't know, if you're technically minded, you'll know what I'm on about, and I've probably got some of those words wrong. But there's very clever suspension that basically means it doesn't handle like an enormous car.
Yeah,
You like that, don't you, mate?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's your fact of the day.
Have you got any other facts? Doesn't even have to be true on this channel. You can just say anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be about a BMW or.
Well, actually, I do have a fact.
Was that a fake speed camera? Chaos! Someone just put one up in their front garden.
Crazy. Yeah, I have a fact. It has 4 modes: sand, snow, rocks, and something else I forgot.
That's
So-
fine. 3 out of 4 is good. Isn't it?
Then the 4th one's like all terrain maybe. But yeah, so as the name say, if you're on snow, do the snow thingy, sand, and then yeah.
This is all getting quite technical, mate. I think you've lost me. On snow, you press snow mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
Yeah, I know.
advanced stuff.
I know, mate.
Good stuff. So yeah, there we go. Lots of different modes. Facts all over the place. Anything else?
The seats, like you can.
I've covered the seats when we're doing the off-roading, mate.
Oh shit! Can you cut this out? Can you cut this out?
I don't know what I'll cut. Sometimes I edit videos and I get so bored I just don't even watch it back and put it out, and I just go for a lucky dip. So I don't actually know. Okay then. Overall though, are you impressed with the X7?
Yeah, I mean definitely.
Not just this one, because I know I've been harping on about this one,
Yeah.
but the one we went in earlier.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised nothing broke, because there's so much tech in these things. I'm amazed.
I'm surprised how capable it is off-roading, because obviously from outside it just looks like a sleek, beautiful car, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's road tyres and relatively low profile tyres.
Yep. Yeah, we got that.
Right then, the time has now come to give back the X7 M50D, and in fact, all of the X7s are now coming back, and I'm going to be spending the night here in Glen Eagles, which is all rather lovely. A huge thanks to BMW UK for sorting out this wonderful scenic press drive, and I must admit, overall impressions of the X7, I'm extremely impressed indeed. I thought it was going to feel a bit wallowy, a bit big, but its character does not fit its actual size. It is a very fun car, and the tech inside it, I mean, I must admit, I didn't go into any of the tech that's in that thing. You've really got to go and read a spec sheet and go and sit in one and fiddle with everything to really appreciate how much has gone into that car, because I haven't even scratched the surface with what it can do. I went into the physical stuff, speed, off-road, but in terms of fiddling around with the tech, didn't scratch the surface. There's so much that those cars can do. Absolutely unbelievable. So make sure you're going to have a proper look into them. And I will see you all very, very soon. And Mahmood, will you see them soon?
Yep. See you soon.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 and I'll see you all very soon also. Bye now. Sorry everyone, I know I said I was going to finish the video, but I just wanted to share something with you. I've just stepped into my hotel room here at Glen Eagles, and look at this place. Wow, wow, wow. And over here, that's almost probably the best bit. Look at it. I know not strictly relevant to the car, but I wanted to share this with you all. What an amazing place. Class act. And we have the cars down there actually, that's where I dropped the car off. But yeah, big thanks to BMW. Class act, and yeah, it's been an amazing time. So now, for real this time, I'm going to sign out. Thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!